Welcome to the Soul Ties Podcast with love and life coach Del Lawrence, helping you detox from toxic relationships.
What's up, everybody? It is a brand new year. And we're back in the building for all God's children. I am the love and life coach, Dr. Dale Lawrence, and I'm on with my fabulous, phenomenal co-host, the People's Bishop.
That's what I am.
Kevin Foreman.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing
Happy
this
New Year.
Man, look,
Happy New Year. Man, listen, it's an amazing year already. I'm super excited about this year. 2024 is the year of more. God, yes.
The year of more. Let's get into it, man. The year.
God's going to do more in us. He's going to do more through us. He's going to do more for us.
I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, we're coming off of Jubilee and going into the more. But so many people will look at what's going on in the world today. It's an election year. And a lot of people have bad thoughts about this year. A lot of things happening with our leaders, our spiritual leaders, recording artists. What do you say about that, sir?
What does that have to do with you? That's what I got to say.
I like
what
that.
in the world does that have to do with you? You know, God's people, when God was bringing his people out of 430 years of Egyptian bondage, the Bible says that all of these plagues took place in Egypt, but they didn't take place in Goshen where God's people live, which means I'm not there. So while I'm in the world, I'm not of the world. We live in a totally different kingdom that exempts us from the natural laws, the natural rules, and the natural effects of the world. See, the world says something, it's negative. God says, I turn it for your good. The world says it's a lot going on. God says he turns chaos into cosmos. So I say to everybody who's got a lot of, I'm not sure, what in the world does it have to do with you?
I love it.
Sounds to me like you should focus on your more and get out of their mess.
Oh! The bars are starting early.
Early today.
Well, let's get into the topic that we have for this evening and all proceedings. And by the way, before we even get into the topic, shout out to everybody that has been rocking with us from all over the world. India, Africa, Australia, Switzerland, Canada. Oh, man, the list goes on and on, but definitely right here, the home team in the U.S. And I want to make everybody very present. ATL, me and Bishop are spearheading the Soul Ties Conference.
That's going to be exciting. Oh, my God.
Man, that's going to be crazy. February 24th, all roads lead to ATL, Atlanta, Georgia, where we are covering single men, single ladies, and marriage. My boy Kenton Jones and his wife Ramona Jones will be covering the marriage part of it. You do not want to miss this. Go to thesoultiesmovement.com and get your ticket now.
You really, really should. Let me tell you something. We did the one, what was that, October, November in Nashville?
November in Nashville. Well, in spring.
That thing was incredible.
It was awesome.
It really, really was. So, I mean, people should really listen. You cannot expect a harvest from what you have not sown. You cannot expect increase from what you have not invested into. And if you don't invest into your relational knowledge, your knowledge of how to relate to people. And here's the thing. You may think, I'm good. It's everybody else. Baby, then that's proof it's you. The truth is we all need to grow in that area. And the Bible says God's people are destroyed, not for a lack of faith, not a lack of prayer, not a lack of praise. All those things are important, but a lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
He said that you can't do better because you don't know better. Get to that conference and come, let's get some know better for these relationships. Let's make 2024. I'm only using this because it is not a political statement. Let me be crystal clear.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
only using this for the sake of this. Let's make relationships great again.
I love it. I love it, man. And I know exactly where you're going with it, and I definitely am not taking it in the political sense. But you're actually right, and I agree. Let's make them great again. And let's start by kicking off our first episode of the year topic: trust issues.
Woo! That's a loaded one.
Yeah, it is. And of course, I take it to social media. You got to follow us on social media at Soul Ties Trilogy, where every month I ask the blanket question to what gives us inspiration for our topics here on the Soul Ties podcast so we can just serve you in the right way. I care. We care. My girl Sarah, this is her comment, all right, before we get into it. I asked, what is the hardest thing about relationships? Along with a lot of other people, she said trust. But
Why?
she went in detail.
Okay, let's hear it.
The pandemic made it not just okay, but totally accepted to basically live your life on the internet. This gave people access to more, basically, watch this, more people. It made it easier to cheat if that's what you're looking to do. Easier to hide, lie, start multiple relationships, and any other negative, underhanded BS you want to do. Now,
My.
nobody really cares about anybody or their feelings because having electronic communication with little physical connection and bonding left society void of real feelings and compassion. End quote.
Jeez, Louise.
Trust issues is the topic, and now, let me start it off. Let me start it off since
All right,
you're
let's hear it. What we got?
flabbergasted. Let me start it off.
Yes,
Now,
let's go.
even you yourself has said where we have been cursed with options. And that's what social media basically has given a lot of people is options. And we're not just talking about people in girlfriend boyfriend relationships, even marriages.
Absolutely. Hmm.
So it's made it easier to lie. This is what she says: lie, hide, start multiple relationships, and any other negative, underhanded BS you want to do. Clearly, she's a victim of this. Clearly, it's oozing in the comment. And Sarah, we're gonna help you on this episode for real, for real. Bishop, what do you say to someone like Sarah who has been hurt by this open season with, of course, social media and the internet, where she feels like it's hard to trust her mate because he has options?
You know what I say to that is all social media is a vehicle. Who's driving it is the fool or the genius. Um, it's not that social media, so it's true social media made it easier, but social media just made it easier for people to be who they were. So really what we're discovering is that most people lived in a delusion of what something was when it was never really that in the first place. You don't really know what's in you until you have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. That's what's really in you.
Mm.
Freedom is a revealer of what's really in a person. And so while social media is the vehicle, I totally completely agree with that. The challenge that you run into is that that's who a person really was anyhow. Now, did it make it easier? Absolutely. But listen, that's who it was anyhow. Now they don't have to go to the bar. They can just open up their phone. Now a person doesn't have to go on a trip. They can just open up their phone. So it makes it easier. But the truth is that was in a person to do anyhow. Because to the person that was going to be honest, they didn't need or not need social media. That's who they were. So here's the deal. Let's go Bible. 1 Samuel 16. God's about to anoint a new king in Jesse's house. Jesse has 8 sons. The last of those sons is David. There are 7 sons that go before Samuel, the man of God, who's going to anoint the new king. And Samuel looks at them and says, "This must be the one. Watch me, watch me, watch me.
Mm-hmm.
This must be the one.
Mm.
He looks like a king. He dressed like a king. He smelled like a king." God said, "Nope, not him. Keep going. Nope, not him. Keep going." It's like a song. "Nope, not him. Keep going. Nope, nope, not him. Keep going." Like it's a song until they get to the end of 7. And here's what happens. Samuel said, "There has to be somebody else because I know that there's somebody that is in this house that's supposed to be king, but I simply have not found him yet." He says, "Is there anybody else?" Jesse says, "Oh, yeah, there's another. He's out there." What if God needed you to go through 7 to get you ready for your 8? Let me make it spiritual. 7 is the biblical number of completion. 8 is the biblical number of a new beginning. What if God needed you to go through to complete something in you so when you saw your 8, when you saw your fit, you would not mess it up? What if you needed to go through the counterfeits to get you ready for your fit?
Mm. Yeah, that's good. Let,
Now,
let me ask you this. When you meet a person, is trust earned or given?
both.
Do you start out trusting them? Do they get a care package of trust, and then or do you start out not trusting them, and that trust has to be built or earned over time?
So here's the deal. If you start out not trusting someone,
Mm-hmm.
what's going to happen is that you are going to be in a situation where you are literally going to be a cynical. You're cynic. So everything is going to be cynical. You're going to second question everything. You're going to guess everything. You're going to second guess everything. Everything's going to be negative. Um, a person may misspeak and you say, "Here you go lying," you're going to be cynical. So you can't start from a place of distrust. Instead, think of it this way. Trust is a bank account. You're going to start. Remember Monopoly, how you got a certain amount of money to start with? All right. And then you had to grow that or you could lose that. Trust is the same way. It's Monopoly. I'm going to start you out with enough trust to where I'm going to believe what you say until I see otherwise.
Now that's how
But
I
now,
am. That's how I am. I
right.
go into every relationship, whether it be business or personal, giving you trust because I trust my discernment.
That's good.
So I would not get involved with anyone that I didn't trust to begin with, and this is going to help people like Sarah or anybody else. If trust is such a major issue for you, maybe you should work on praying about your discernment gift
That's
and
so
being
good.
able to discern certain people. You know, a lot of people. You know, it kills me when a lot of people totally blame the other person for being a liar, a cheater, all these other things. And the biggest people that do this is spiritual people.
Oh,
People that
sure.
claim they know the Lord, claim they're saturated day and night in the Word, in prayer, in worship, conferencing their butts off, going to Bible studies, prayer calls
Right.
in the morning, but you didn't know this guy was a serial cheater?
Right. Right.
The Lord didn't tell you that?
Well, you know why he didn't? Because you didn't want to see it. You know why many people have problems trusting people is because they don't trust themselves.
Ah!
You know why a lot of people have problems trusting God because they don't trust themselves.
There we go. There we go. Here we
Often
go.
you project onto you what you're. So if you're a liar, you think everybody lying,
Yeah, yeah.
but just you. Here's the question: Are you the cheater?
That's
Are
facts.
you the one that's got 4 and 5 people that you got relationships with at the same time?
Oh, that's
And I'm
facts.
not saying that to the person who asked the question, but I'm saying I love what you just said because I think there's 2 things we need to bring up right here. Number one, discernment is a skill. Then there's the discerning of spirits. That's the gift. See, you can sharpen your discernment. Discernment is the ability to distinguish difference. I can discern difference. I can recognize difference. That's a skill that you can sharpen, right? I've been in ministry and business since I was 12 years old. I have a level of discernment where I can see crazy coming from a mile away. I
Okay.
can see a bad deal from a mile away. That's a skill. But then the discerning of spirits is who's behind this? What's the spirit and operation behind this? It's one of three things. It's God, it's the enemy, or it's the person, the spirit of the person that's in operation. And so I love what you said because sometimes the thing is, you just ignored it.
Yeah.
You just ignored it. So now it becomes difficult to trust anybody because you ignored it in the past. And because you've ignored it in the past, it's kind of like what's that? The boy that cried wolf.
Yeah.
So now every time you hear "Rrr, rrr," every time you hear that now you're like I don't know, I
Uh-huh.
don't
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I'm not
Sure.
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 And the worst thing that you could do to somebody is create uncertainty because of your trust issues, and this happens a lot. You create uncertainty. Like you deal with a whole generation of people who have no intentionality when it relates to romantic relationships. I just just want to see what it turns into, see where it goes, see where it goes. Do you get in the car and see where it goes?
Mm-mm.
Do
Ooh.
do do do, do you get on the bus and see where it's going to take you?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Do you get on an airplane and just say, take me where you want to take me?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You do it with intentionality. So sometimes it's difficult to trust because there is no intentionality. It's like, okay, listen, so what are you looking for?
Mm.
What do you want? Because if we're not looking for the same thing, we can both just, hey, we could just be great friends, great business partners. But I'm looking for big boom, 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 boom. Okay, cool. What you looking for? I'm looking for boom, 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 boom. Okay, great. Either that matches or it doesn't. And if it doesn't match, listen, that's your first cue.
Yeah.
Because some people, you literally, they'll say, I'm not looking for anything serious. Okay, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, we'll just see where it goes. Are you dumb? Did you not hear what he just said? Did you not hear what she just said? This is going to
That's
get me
good.
hot.
Come on. Let's
Did
go.
you not hear what they just said?
They
They
told you.
just told you they don't want no long term relationship. And you talking about we just see where it goes. It ain't going nowhere. They just told you that.
They just told you where it was going.
So now you getting attached to somebody that told you up front that they don't want attachment.
There it is.
Preach, Bishop.
There it is. There it is. So, last question. Say someone, truly loves someone, or let's say you're in a marriage, right? And something like this happens. Your spouse has, probably not physically cheated, but, has internet cheated, emotionally cheated. But, you love them, you're married, you want to stay together. How do you regain trust once it has been lost?
Amazing question. Here's my honest belief about that is that once trust has been lost, it is very difficult for trust to be regained.
Mm.
Um, and the
Why is
reason,
that? Yeah. Go there.
well,
Why is
because
that?
think about it. Once money's lost, once you lost that money, you got to go get new money because that money gone. I think it's the same principle. You can get new money, but to get the old money that you lost, that can be a challenge. And I think the same principle is true. Once trust is broken, it deals with on so many levels. Because now it's messing with security and insecurity and self-image and what did I do? What did I not do? What can I do different? Why did you do this to me? What was the issue? And honestly, a lot of the reasons that trust is breached has nothing to do. Often it has nothing to do with that person. Nothing. Nothing.
Mm.
Nothing at all. So I think the truth is, and I want to hear your answer to that. Why do you think that's difficult for trust to be regained?
I didn't say it was. Or was it? I didn't say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
If trust is lost, hmm, you know what? I would have to agree with that. I would have to agree that it is very difficult, very difficult to win someone back where the trust has been lost. Uh, and you know what? And I'm reminded of the scripture where it speaks of that. Proverbs 18 and 19. It says it's easier to conquer a strong city than to win back a friend who you've offended. And that's
That's
deep.
so good.
Yeah,
It is.
that's super deep because I believe that. I believe this movie. I really believe that because I think that it takes so much for people to trust, and it's almost like you climbing Mount Everest and you get into the top, and then you get knocked all the way back down, and didn't have to. Like you didn't have to
And
get knocked
ooh,
down.
wait a minute, hold on, run that line one more time. And didn't have to.
Yeah, you didn't have to.
Wow.
Like that's the offense, right? That's the thing that happened that made you lose the trust because I don't think it's so much that you got knocked down. It was the fact that I didn't have to. This wasn't accidental. This was intentional. And I think that's the mental battle that people have to try to overcome, and that's what's so difficult. That's what's difficult when someone gets cheated on, and they're in counseling, and they say, okay, now if you're gonna stay with them now, you can't bring it up, and that's what's so difficult about that. Even the Bible says it's difficult, and the Passion Translation goes on to say in Proverbs 18 that their walls go up, making it nearly impossible. Now, this is Bible. Nearly impossible to win them back. So, you didn't have to. Now, what that's a matter of, I don't know if that would be integrity. I don't know if that would be honor. I don't know if that would be love that would make you not go there. I think it would be all the above. For instance, our relationship. It's just certain things I'm not going to do
Right, right,
to you. It's certain things I'm not going to say.
right,
And if
right.
I
And
do
vice
say
versa.
it,
Right.
it shows the
Hmm.
carelessness, but yet a certain intentionality that and you know, some people will say this. I was just emotional, or I got caught up in the moment, right? Caught up in the moment. But I don't know. I don't know if that's avoidable. It has to be because you got some people that will not do things to make the other person lose trust.
Right. And I think that's just it. Like I said, it goes. I love what you just said. It goes back to my point, which is that when it has sometimes a breach of trust has less to do with you and more to do with them.
Yeah, yeah,
Because, like you just said, certain things just won't say, certain things just won't do. That's vice versa.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, there's a respect for one another. There's an honor for one another. There's an appreciation for one another. And I think all of those things, if those things are lacking, then that also tells you that just may not be somebody that's a counterfeit.
yeah, yeah.
Like we live in a world where we forcing fits instead of finding fits. Preach, Bishop Kevin Foreman.
That's so good.
We're, we're forcing fits. Like, why won't you? You need to do this. Well, if they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. Now, you can sit there and keep begging somebody grown to do something, or you can just say, "Hey, you're amazing, but what I need, you are not giving." So be encouraged. Keep it moving. Keep the faith. I've learned a powerful lesson that I don't do, and I think it's so poignant when it deals with trust. I don't try to fight people nor fix people.
You dropping them
So
balls tonight.
if you don't have a basic respect for me, you're not my people, and I'm okay with that because I'm not yours. If you don't have a basic level, you and I talk about this all the time when it comes to business and different things. If you don't have a basic level of respect for me,
Mm,
when people take liberties I didn't give them,
mm,
I automatically know you're not my people.
mm.
You're not. Because what you're telling me is you went out of your way to find a way to disrespect me. You went out of your way to, you're just not. And I think we live in a culture where, it becomes so easy to try to fight and fix people. Now, here's the question somebody says, well, what if you're in a serious committed relationship? What if you're, in a marriage? You don't just give up. You just don't walk out. Absolutely. But you also have to ask yourself the question, do you have what you think you have? This is turning into a deep podcast. Do you have what you think you have? Because maybe the only place that you have a committed, serious relationship is in your head. Do you have what you think you have? Because what I've discovered is that a lot of the times we can think we have certain things with people, but the truth is the facts bear out that we just don't have that. It's just not that. Bible said it like this. And listen, I'm going to be like a good Baptist preacher and close right here. Bible says, if they were with us, they would have remained with us. For they were not of us, which is why they left us to reveal that they were never of us in the first place. Paul said it like this. If you were really with me, you never could have walked away from me. But proof that you were never with me is that it was very easy for you to walk away.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, when I think, it goes several levels to this thing. But at the end of the day, this is why you and I talk about this all the time. Like, I have this rule. If a person threatens to quit me in any context, ministry, business, staffer, serving, anything, the moment you even bring up the idea, I'm done. You're done. It's over. There's nothing further to talk about. There's nothing further. I just think I maybe, no. Let's do it. Let's do it right now.
And why are you so strong on that?
I'm so strong on that because for years I fought to keep people in places that they told me they didn't want to be in.
Woo!
Come on here. You know what's crazy? Okay, I'm not closing it. I'm gonna be real Baptist.
You on the couch?
Listen,
you on the couch?
I got another
tonight.
door.
Yeah, let's go.
I got another door. You ready?
Let's go.
You will fight to keep a Jonah on your boat after they tell you they're the reason your boat is in trouble.
Oh my God!
Jonah told let me go hood let the people's bishop go hood for a minute.
God,
Jonah told these ninjas, he said, the reason this boat is in a storm is because I'm on it. Jonah told them, throw me overboard. Woo. Get rid of me because I'm the reason your boat is in a storm and it may break apart. Oh. This thing may fail because I'm on it. And do you know what they did, Pastor Dr. Dave, Reverend Dr. Dave? Do you know what they did? They rowed harder to keep that ninja on the boat.
Oh, you killing me tonight.
They rowed harder. So how many of you are fighting harder to keep on the boat somebody that then already told you, get rid of me?
Oh,
some people will tell you, you're just too good for me. And you're like, no. The man just told you you're too good for him. What are you still doing there? What are you still doing with him? He just told you that. She just told you know what? You just want too much, and you just, I don't know if I'm ready. Okay, baby, you're not. Thank you. You're not. Have a good day. You're not. I appreciate it. You're not gonna fight for me? No, you just told me you're Jonah. You just told me that if I don't throw you overboard, my boat's gonna get in jeopardy because I got you on a boat that you're not ready for. I got you on a boat you don't qualify to be on. So at the end of the day, whether you could love Jonah or not, you have to get the Jonahs off your boat and out of your life. Because for many, you spend time fighting and fixing people to be on a boat, and they're the reason that's causing trouble. When I learned this principle, I learned how to let people go and not be bitter, not be mad. They know they need to be here. They know they need to be with me. They know they need to do this. No, they don't know. That's why they're doing what they're doing. That's number one. And number two, let them do what they're going to do. Let them go.
Let them go.
One of the best things that you could do, sometimes is just accept it for what it is and move on.
Yeah.
I see prayers all the time. We get prayers all the time. No, this is my final close. I get prayers all the time. Can you just pray for my marriage? Just praying for restoration. And I often think to myself, wow. You really want to bother God about something like that? Bishop, bother God? What do you mean? God is the God. He's the restorer. He's the healer. He is. But Consider what you're asking him to do. You are asking God to turn the heart of somebody that is turned away from you. What in you is so desperate, insecure, and this isn't every situation, let me be clear, but so desperate and insecure and hopeless that you think the only thing that you deserve is somebody that don't really want you to be made to want you, and God has to do it. Song says, let me quote the prophet,
Teach.
I want you
I
to
want
want me.
Mm.
I want you to want me. I want you to want me just like I want you.
Mm.
In other words,
Bishop
in other
Gabe,
words,
Bishop Marvel.
in other words, if you, I know I messed the words up, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, no, that was it.
Did I get it? Did I
Yeah,
get it?
yeah, yeah. You got that
But
last part. Yeah.
but at the end of the day, if you don't want to be in my life, it's okay.
So,
Well, Bishop, we put in 20 years, and guess what? Thank God you didn't do 21. Bishop, it's been 30 years. We've been look. Let's go
oh,
friendship. It's been 30 years. We've been friends. Thank God it was only 30. Celebrate the lessons that you learned.
sure, sure.
Celebrate all of the celebrate the fun times. I learned, and it was a difficult thing because I'm a long term guy when it comes to everything. My friendships I plan long term, relationships I plan long term, business I plan everything long term. Ministry I plan long term. Like if I'm connected to you, I'm connected to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's just the way I move. I didn't, and I had to realize that mentality was causing me sometimes, and sometimes the reason that people will breach trust is because the truth is that they really want out anyhow, and
Mm.
rather than say that, they just do something to mess it up.
Oh my God, Bishop,
Okay,
I gotta stop.
I'm really done.
I
I
gotta
can't
stop.
say
Dog.
I'm
You
muting out.
going in?
I'm muting out. I'm
You
done. I'm muting
going in tonight? But listen, y'all. If this is a sign of what 24 gonna look like, you are in for a treat. Listen, we are here to serve you. It goes down just like this. You can listen every week if you sign and join our Patreon, the Soul Tie Society. That's right. Go to patreon.com/Dale Lawrence and sign up. Right now, you sign up absolutely free, and you can get weekly podcasts. You can get to work weekly. Listen, until then, all roads lead to ATL. If you can, go to thesoultiesmovement.com and sign up for the Soul Ties Conference February 24th, 10 days after Valentine's Day. The time when people usually break up.
you. Listen. Oh my.
Getting ready for the spring boo season. Cuffing season will be officially over.
Oh goodness. Oh my.
And it will be getting ready to warm up. And listen, this is the time for you to have some reinforcement on your relationships. All roads lead to ATL. No, man. No, but being serious, you need to be there. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I'm excited about being in the ATL. I'm excited, Bishop, about hearing you because you absolutely tore up Spring Hill, Tennessee, and I cannot wait to see what we have in store for
Oh
Georgia.
no. Listen. Let me just. I gotta say this. You were amazing. I mean that whole night was
Yeah.
just absolutely
Yeah, the
incredible.
vibe was crazy. The vibe was
Oh my
crazy.
God. It
And
was
you
a
got to be there. It's an experience. It
You
cannot be
you
explained.
really do.
Yeah.
It's something you really do. It's a little. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna cry. You're gonna holler. You're gonna
Yeah.
scream.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go. We gonna look. I'm gonna take you up in the spirit. Dr. Dale Lawrence is gonna take you up around that. It's just gonna be amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. Get
Yeah.
registered. Give that website one more time. Give them the website one more time. Pat.
The
What's that website?
the soultiesmovement.com. You better remember that. That is our digital address. You always better remember that. You better go by there and check on us. At least weekly. But until then, This is the Love and Life Coach, Dale Lawrence. And that man will forever and still be the People's Bishop.
The People's Bishop.
Don't play with it. And we will see you next time on the Soul Ties Podcast. Peace.
Thank you for listening. We would like to bless you with the Soul Ties Stimulus Package, which includes the Detox ebook, message, and exclusive podcast episode. Text Soul Ties, SOULTIES, to 888-756-8681.